All right, guys, so you've been asking me about barndominiums. We are going to talk to TJ Norris with the Barndo Co. This is going to be a multiple part series, so let's get to it. Hey guys, Aubree here, and we are back in PR. Should I move to Taylor's, Greer, Duncan, Lyman, Boiling Springs? I love Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, so I'm TJ. I am the co-founder and co-owner of the Barndo Co. But I do get to sit in a really cool role of like CEO visionary. So I'm kind of the face that everybody sees. And then Ross is the guy that's out there making sure everything that I promise gets delivered on.
Yeah, that's kind of important. So how many barndominiums have you built to date?
To date, 52 as the Barndo Co.
Okay, as the Barndo Co. And then how many do you already have slated for next year?
I think right now we have 40 or 42 that are out there for next year.
That's amazing. So that's not normal, and that means that there's definitely a desire for these homes. Now, whenever you're going out and you're finding, okay, you know, let's go build a barndominium.
Right.
And I am coming in, I'm customer, I want, you know, everything perfectly. What price range am I looking in? Like, or where about am I starting? Because that's a big question that I'm gonna get.
No, 100%. So everybody thinks barndominiums are way more affordable.
Okay.
And they are. However, they're not 50% less, right? So you see everybody online where they're like, oh man, I built mine, it was $12. And like, there's a lot of things that go into this. So like information's free, but not all information's good information. Right. So a lot of people are saying, yeah, it was half the price, but did they build it themselves? You know, did they source the lumber locally? Like there's a lot of things that go into it. So what are the primary differences are the speed in which we can build it.
Okay.
So from the moment we break ground and we get your concrete slab in the ground, normally within 7 days your home's completely in the dry, the siding's on, the roof is on, the interior's framed, and we're starting to rough in electrical and plumbing and HVAC. Okay. So that is the speed part.
Okay.
And the way in which we build is just there's some economies of scale there and the speed, and it saves some money. Once we get to that point, everything that's going inside this home is exactly like every other builder on the planet, right? You got same cabinets, same countertops, same bathroom fixtures,
flooring, appliances.
So if you look at it like that, I tell people you can expect on average somewhere between a 10 to 20, sometimes as high as 25% savings. It just depends on where you fall. But that number, the magic number for heated square footage, is around $140 a square foot turnkey. And you know, and now there's some variables of that. There's some things that like site prep is not included in that. Porches and garages, because we're so customizable, and a lot of times people put just as big of a garage on their home as they have home when they're building a barndominium. Those run about $55 a square foot for a garage, and around $40 to $45 a square foot for finished porches with ceilings and electrical in them. So that's kind of how we piece it together. So you'll find it's super affordable. If you compare it to a custom home builder, that's when you see 20+% savings. If you're looking at other smaller spec builders, we're still a little more affordable for our base packages, but you know, it's, again, go back to the fact that you're getting 6-inch walls and a way more structurally sound home. So it's not really comparing apples to apples. Okay,
that's very good to know. So you kind of mentioned it real fast there, build time.
Yeah.
So from the time you poured the foundation, the slab is there, until like turnkey, ready to walk in, is there kind of an average time you can give us?
So
from
the moment we break ground and you see concrete go in the ground, it's within 6 months you're moving in. You'll be living in it. Now there's obviously variables inside of that. And your contract, just like any other builder, is going to model a year and model the terms of your loan typically. Because you never know, supply chain issues, there could be things we wait on, but typically within 6 months, and we're trying to reduce that down to 4 months. We actually have a couple projects right now that are going to finish within the 4-month window, and we're trying to shift that average up. But right now our average is 6 months.
And then as far as like you mentioned loans, So obviously cash, like that's an easy way of
Is
coming
king,
in.
right?
Like we can come in and buy with this, we can build it easy. How are your homeowners that maybe they don't have cash to come in? How are they financing their deals? Are they doing a true construction to perm loan? Do you have lenders that you recommend? Like what can we expect whenever we look at that?
So we definitely do have primary lenders. We have two, but one's very much handles the majority of our business. And they have a really cool program put together. And the reason we refer them is because they know us and they're really easy to work with. But we've worked with a variety of lenders. And what's happened is it goes back to what is a barndo and how do we build barndos. So what we do is we build a post frame hybrid style. So what we've done is we've took the elements of traditional construction, the pole barn way that they've built barns for hundreds of years.
Right.
And then we've implemented steel trusses into the mix. So we basically took all three versions and combined them. And what we've been able to do is overcome a lot of the objections that other barndominium builders were getting from lenders and insurance companies, because we made it more like a custom home rather than just being a barn. We don't put posts down in the ground. We've changed things and modified things to make it today's barndominium. So a lot of lenders, once they see that and they have that information exchange with us, they treat it just like a regular custom home. And so we don't have a lot of hurdles to jump over with financing. Does that mean every lender will give us that? Absolutely not. But yes, people are using traditional construction to perm loans. A lot of people have a program built with a one-time close loan.
Yes,
and that has been incredible to work with. But our primary lender, one of the cool things about them is a lot of people come to us with land already, or they've closed on the land and now they're trying to do the C2P.
Right.
And they will allow you to collateralize the land after 24 hours of ownership. So even if you even if you had like a family gifting or a inheritance land, a lot of times that you have to have it for a year or so to collateralize it. But with them, it's 24 hours after closing. So it's it's made things very easy to work with.
Yeah. So for you guys that are watching that are super interested in this, who's your lender that you would recommend?
Phil Long with Ag South.
Gotcha. I know Phil. That's great.
He's phenomenal. We work with all the Ag Souths, but Phil's written more loans than anybody with our company.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this video about the Barndominium and the Barndo Co. Make sure you subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. And if you have any questions, reach out to me or the team. We'd love to help out. See you next time.